So I know I'm always talking about how much of a mess everything is, but there is quite a valid reason for that. It's because I spend a lot of my days and time organizing activities for other people and trying to create the best thing that I can and take everything that I can to the place that I'm doing. So I'm always full of equipment. Sometimes that might mean taking the microphones out and the lights and the headphones and the cameras, and maybe my camera's over there somewhere. Sometimes it means taking the projector or the big things, but sometimes it just means taking materials. So tomorrow I have a writing and walking workshop with the Super Slow Way, and we are going to walk along the canal. I'm just looking at our route here. So we are going to be walking along the canal. Okay, so from about here all the way to here, just before we get to the straight mile, that's what it's called. So while I'm doing that, I'm just looking through all of the previous materials that we have used and created through our workshops to see what I'm able to do this time. I mean, I don't want to do anything too taxing for the participants. I want to give them something easy, something fun, something enjoyable, and something that they can take home. So I'm going to show you some things I'm thinking about right now, and I might leave you with a small poem from my collection, Full Nelson, about the canals. But yes, okay, so I'll show you some of the materials that I've got here. First and foremost, writing materials, so that's what I've got right here. So got lots of little slips just for them to ideate some things if they're struggling for words. I've got stuff like that. Just lots of revision cards and post-it notes, which I've actually bought more of, so I will put them in there too. So just stack them in. So what we do, I put them into there as well. These are little whiteboard cards, so there might be some things still written on here from previous times. Just a couple of games, chess set, if anybody wants to play. Got these things here, just how that happened. Yeah, just lots of, again, cards, writing materials, corner cutters, things like that. I don't know what is in this box at the moment. Oh, there, some whiteboard markers. These, I need these. See if I can get something juicy. Nice little poem. So you can see some of the things that we have actually been doing beforehand. I'm going to see if I can get anything juicy out of here. Pieces of writing. Oh, lots of writings that I need to write up from other people. This was really nice actually. So this was all of the postcodes in my local area, which is BB9, and I put them into a little design that says BB9. I just wanted people to come over and say, oh yeah, that's my address, that's my address, that's mine, that's mine, and that's mine. Just to have a little bit of belonging. Some typographical poems coming out now. A gardener's guide to gifting. To planting, sorry, a gardener's guide to planting. But anyway, before I do get lost, just to put all of this back. This is a box that I need to organise. I was also just, got a huge box there. I was also looking at this. Perhaps we can do some t-shirts. Love is not found, but the ground of being. So this was just put onto the back of a t-shirt. And hopefully I will try to make it into a real design. I mean, I can show you a lot of other things. Like these are the projects. This is just a big box of things that I look through when I'm trying to remember everything that I've done. This was something from the Ripple Effect. It might be listed on my website and on here. This one was from our Drift broadcast, radio broadcast. Got lots of copies of my books everywhere. Anthologies from other people. I think I'm in that one. Oh, that one's nice. Strolling along the Super Slow Way. So Nelson, what can we see and what do we do? I'm just going to open it with my left hand. It's a nice little piece of, yeah, an art pamphlet. And yeah, so what we're going to do is walk along the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. Yeah, so, and I want them to create something by the end of it. So I'm going to take all of my stuff that I've just showed you there. I'm going to take all of my stuff that I've just showed you here, and I'm going to allow them to create something and perhaps record it. I'm just going to flip the camera back to record it in a place that they're able to see it. So I might do an Instagram reel or a Facebook video or something like that where they're able to see what they've created. But as promised, you are here, so I will read you a small poem from my collection, Full Nelson. Now this is a poetry collection about my town, and a lot of it is based on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, because the canal is like the lifeblood that runs through our town. And so got lots of big poems where we're going through the collection. But this one, I really like this one. It's called Stay Away from the Edge, which also spells out safe, S-A-F-E, stay away from the edge. Nimble, they lunged crazes and cracks, and hopped the orange safety nets placed by the canal and river trust, over the stone walls and embankments, into the emptied mud and metal basin of the canal bottom, and picked rusted pennies out of the sludge, and found an old medicine bottle marked with stench 100 years old, still filled with the stench of a dark brown liquid that stained like strong tea, and then dared each other to drink it. Laughing in the middle of the dig, unsure of where they ended up or started, like a rainbow, as the rain stopped and the sun shone, and they saw a feather in a little pool of water, unsure if it was a down feather or a flight feather, fostering an egg, spotted, cracked, with a half-formed webbed foot falling out. A tiny tragedy. Thank you. So that was called Stay Away from the Edge. It's about canal safety and about young experiences on the canal. There's a lot of truth in there. I will leave a little image while I'm reading it so you can see it at the same time. But yes, it starts with laughing and ends in a tiny tragedy, and I like the idea of going through the motions and emotions. That is a poem from my collection, Full Nelson. As I said, I'm going to spend the rest of today ideating some things for the workshop for tomorrow, and yeah, I've got so much coming on. I will make another video about it, but next week I am doing a big performance in Newcastle because I was nominated thanks to one of the local theatres. So I think my battery died at the end of that, but it's okay. I was just saying, next week I'm going to go to Venues North in Newcastle. I'm going to pitch my show to a group of, I think, 20 northern theatres, which I'm really excited about. I'm gonna pitch my previous work, which is Groundling, and I'm gonna pitch a new work, and I'm gonna put them together into an hour-long theatre show, and hopefully tour it around the UK as a solo show. But this is my pitch, so yeah, I'm just trying to get that sorted in my head. I know I look a little bit rough. I'm gonna go sort myself out, make myself look good for tomorrow. You know, can be beautiful and a good poet, you know, don't have to be one or the other. But yeah, that was me. Workshops and work and art. I think that's what it's all about, creating art, and especially for other people. Thank you. If you can like, follow and subscribe and all of that jazz, it helps a lot. It helps with the algorithm a lot, and it helps with me, because this is what I'm going to do for ever. I'm going to try and find better ways to document my creative practice and give it out to the world. Thank you. So I am organizing everything because I realized what I showed you before was a mess. So I made this big document here, but I realized I'm not even halfway through yet. So I'm just putting all the projects in their own little sleeves, and the more I'm going through it, the more I realize, the more I realize I just have so many projects here. That was Short Story Festival. Alright, they just Inspire a Generation. That was from my show. So showcase that I did, Festival of Culture, the Drift Project, Food Nelson, and somebody's drawing that made me look like an old man. But I realised I'm not even halfway through yet because I have a lot of projects. I'm going to leave them aside. And I started with Michael Powell's project. But yeah, it just goes on and on and on. That's Diane Muldowney. If anybody wants to go see a great photographer, that's Diane Muldowney. So yeah, that is my update. That's me here, and that's me in the background too. Just sip from my cup. Okay, catch you soon. Catch you on the flip side.